Hey guys, before we start the show, I want to tell you that we're doing another t-shirt campaign. That is right, if you missed the last t-shirt campaign, or if you want another shirt, here is your chance. Now, this is the shirt that we did in the last campaign, okay? It had the John's Arcade logo on the front, and then this is brown paint on the back. Now, this time, we're doing things a little differently, and I'm only going to run this shirt one time, okay? So this time around, we have a variation of the John's Arcade logo on the front, and then the back, I know you guys wanted this. Yes, this is my buddy Scoots' illustration. It says, hey guys, we are in the basement. This is on the back of every shirt. It actually looks really, really cool. And yes, it has my thumb ring right there. Anyway, if you guys want to support me and if you want a shirt, go to teespring.com/John'sArcade. That's it's actually John's Arcade 2. So spring.com/John'sArcade 2. teespring.com/John's Arcade 2, and then Teespring kind of changed the way they do things now, so I had to start a separate campaign to sell kids shirts. I know it's weird, but anyway, if you need kids shirts, go to teespring.com/John's Arcade Kids. teespring.com/John's Arcade Kids. I'll have links in the show notes, and of course, this makes a great Christmas gift. The timing is right, because the campaign's going to end end of November, so you should be able to get the shirts in the first half of December. So if you got some loved ones that need a shirt, now's the time. So anyway, teespring.com/John's Arcade 2. And of course, as always, thanks for the support. You guys all rule. All right, guys, let's get on with the show. Hey guys, we are in the basement, and today, guys, we're gonna do a John's Arcade, well, I guess restoration video. And in this video, we're gonna revisit the iRobot. What is this, part like 5 or 6? I have no idea, actually. But we're going to go to the garage, and we're going to get to work on the iRobot because, we got to get the game down here. And by the way, just look at this mess back here. So I've been trying to fix the Tron, because if you guys remember, it's making this really hideous, loud hum, okay? And by the way, my Tron is really junky, isn't it? Look at it. It's all original. I never did anything to it. But anyway, it's humming really bad, okay? And so I pulled it out the other night, and I've been trying to figure out what is causing this hum, and well, I kind of ruled some things out. It's not the power supply. I swapped out the power supply, no change. It's not the sound amp. I swapped out the sound amp, no change. It is not the ballast. There's 3 fluorescent, there's there's 4 actually, one in the back. There's 4 fluorescent light fixtures. I unhooked all of them. The hum did not go away. So it's kind of telling me that oh my God, what is happening here? Oh no. Oh my God, everything's breaking. It's funny because when I was testing the Tron, I actually pulled the power supply out of this game and put it in the Tron. Oh boy. Do I have another game down? Is this really happening? Of course, because I pulled the power supply out and what? Oh my God, I'll have to reseat that later. I messed with this game to try to get the Tron going, and it's like sometimes you just shouldn't touch stuff, and clearly something is not right there. Oh my God, I got 2 games down right now. So anyway, regarding the Tron, so I think the problem is the filter caps on the bottom, and we'll probably do a video later this week trying to figure that out. But anyway, so in this video, I want to go and by the way, I'm going to put the camera this way because I can't have broken games behind me. So we're going to be on this side. This is kind of like the Bizarro episode. We're on the other side now. I can't believe that tapper's not working. What the heck? All right, so anyway, God, this is weird. I'm not used to this angle at all. I'm not used to being on that side. So anyway, we're going to go to the garage and we're going to work on the iRobot because I got something very special in the mail from a viewer named Trioxin. He kind of knocked it out of the park with the control panel. We're going to go outside and check that out. I don't want to ruin the surprise. And so we're going to go out there. We're going to work on the control panel, and also I want to address the vinyl on the sides because on the left side of the cabinet, the vinyl is all tearing, and so we're going to replace the vinyl in this video, and then also address the control panel. And then also, I do need to remind you, we have I think about a week left for the Journey box set giveaway. So if you guys want to win this Journey box set, go to johnsarcade.com. On the very top there, you can enter the raffle to win this. And this is a handmade box set made by C. Bart. And it's just amazing what he did here. It's just, this is all done by hand. This guy put a lot of time into this. He made me 2 of them. I have one for myself, and then we're going to give this one away. And we've already given one away at Grinkers. So if you want to win the Journey box set, that's right, all 20 some odd hours of video on 12 DVDs. He really did a great job. Go to johnsarcade.com and enter the raffle. It's right at the top of the site. So anyway, enough of that, guys. Why don't we go to the garage and let's get to work on the iRobot. All right, guys, we are back in the garage, and yes, it is time to get back to work on the iRobot because we are so close. We are so close to being done with this game and having it in the basement. And you know what? I'm getting scared because today is Halloween, guys. It's October 31st. That means tomorrow is November, which means I have about 2 to 3 weeks left out here before it gets just way too cold, because really, I kind of shut things down around Thanksgiving, which is end of November, so I don't have a lot of time to get stuff done out here. So the immediate goal right now is to get iRobot done and down into the basement. I think it's the smart way to go because it requires the least amount of work, okay? Because we don't have that much to do. I want to square up the edges down there. I want to put some black vinyl on here. I want to address the coin door. It's missing a slot here. Put some bulbs in. And then maybe touch up the black throughout. And of course, the control panel. Now, if you guys remember, in the previous videos, I had an original control panel on here, and it was a real bummer because it was blown out, okay? Because these control panels were originally vacuum formed, okay? Atari thought that was a good idea, and they just didn't hold up under use, and there's like these corners up here that get completely blown out, and no one has made a reproduction yet, okay? So actually, let me show you my original control panel, okay? This is kind of a before. As you can see, my original control panel is clearly blown out. I mean, the corners there in the front are just gone, gone, gone. And as a result, I was kind of freaking out. I'm like, how am I going to fix this? I've never done anything like this before. So of course, the first thing I do is I go looking for an original or a reproduction. And that led me to all kinds of dead ends because no one has managed to reproduce this. People have said they were going to do it. People have tried, but no one has yet been able to reproduce the iRobot control panel. And I'm like, okay, fine. It looks like I need to fix this myself. So we were talking on the John's Arcade forums, and Servo on there says, John, you need to fix it with fiberglass. And he sent me a link to this, the Bondo fiberglass repair kit, okay? And it comes with fiberglass resin and liquid hardener and a plastic spreader and fiberglass mat. And he's like, you need to use the mat to kind of build up the big blown out chunks and then go over it later with Bondo and just sand the heck out of it till you get the shape. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm gonna do it. I've never done anything this big before, but we're gonna try it. And I was dreading it, and I was putting it off, because again, I've never done it before, and I was worried I was gonna ruin it. And then, all of a sudden, I get this email. I get an email from Trioxin, okay? And Trioxin owns a body shop, and he emails me and says, John, hey, listen, I tell you what, I own a body shop. I'm really good with plastics. I do this kind of stuff every day. Send me your control panel and I'll fix it for you. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, yes, please, please, thank you, thank you. So I emailed it to Chad, who's also known as Trioxin on Cloth, okay? So I sent it to Chad, and he had the thing for like 2 days, and he sends it right back to me. And so it was literally gone for 1 week. I mean, this guy works fast, okay? And so I opened up the box today, and I just about fell out of my chair because it is the most perfect and beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. And Chad, honestly, man, you are an artist. I mean, you are skilled. I cannot believe how good of a job you did on this control panel. And Chad, I have to thank you because you truly have made this iRobot 10 times better than it was, because that blown out control panel was really bothering me. And no longer, man, because you fixed it. So guys, here it is. I'm about to reveal this. And get ready, because it's beautiful. I mean, Chad just knocked it out of the park. You're not going to believe your eyes. You're going to think it's a reproduction, okay? It's not. This is my original control panel repaired. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Oh my God, just look at it. I mean, can you believe this? I mean, honestly, look how perfect this is. These corners, guys, were completely missing. He has repaired it so well, you can't even see his repair. You cannot even detect that he did anything. His lines are so straight and so even and so smooth. He even has this little bevel right here. Look how perfect this is. All of this was missing, guys. Oh my God, Chad, you are so skilled. I mean, honestly, I could have never done it this well. I mean, mine would have been okay, but I assure you that if I did it, you would have been able to detect that repair from a mile away. Chad, you cannot tell. Look how great this is. So Chad Benson, thank you so much for fixing this. I'm blown away. And by the way, guys, Chad has said that he'll repair other people's control panels, okay? On Clove, his name is Trioxin, Trioxin, okay? And he has a company called Trioxin Customs. They do hot rods and rat rods and muscle cars and lead sleds and imports, bringing the dead back to life. And Trioxin Customs, Chad Benson, you are seriously skilled, and thank you again so much. But look at this. I mean, I can't believe it. And the inside here, you can see his repairs, okay? Really very tasteful, minimal amount of stuff inside here. And you can kind of see that he did use fiberglass right here. So he probably filled it in with fiberglass, and I think he used some kind of like plastic weld to go over it. And then he just sanded it all down. Maybe Chad can chime in on the comments and tell us exactly how he did it, because really, I don't really know fully how he did it, because it's so perfect, and it's just a mystery to me. And he did a great job. He painted this thing, and it has a slight texture to it, which is very much like the original finish. It had this very slight texture, and the texture is throughout, okay? So the texture is in here, and then it goes over the repaired area. So really just makes that repair disappear, and everything looks so even and nice. So, oh my God, I cannot wait to put this on. And again, Chad, thank you. So, you know, if you guys need help or if you need a rat rod, be sure to check him out. It's Trioxin Customs. Google him or find him on Clove. Again, Chad, thank you. All right, so we're ready to put the control panel on, guys. And the first thing I want to do, though, is I want to put the decals on, because originally this had decals. Now, my original control panel was missing them. They were torn off or something by somebody at some point. So I went to Arcade Shop, and they sell reproductions of the control panel decals, and they're right here. Actually, the guy that made them, I think he's down in Georgia. He contacted me independently and said, hey, listen, the ones on Arcade Shop are the ones that I actually made. If you want a set, I'll send them to you. So I paid for them, and he sent me a set. And but you can also get them at arcadeshop.com. But these are the decals, and he made yellow and red, because I guess there was two versions, and this sticker goes right here. And you'll notice that this one is not die cut. This is die cut as a rectangle, and it needs to be this polygon shape here. So we're going to cut those lines with an X-Acto blade so it fits in right there. I think I'm going to use the yellow with the blue around it instead of the red. I think it just looks more interesting and pops a little more. So we'll put that one there. And then these pieces over here are all die cut with rounded edges, and this one goes here. And then these guys, the fire ones, go here and here. And I think once we put these on and put the control panel back together, it's going to really pop. So why don't I get an X-Acto blade and a straight edge? And the first thing I want to do is just kind of cut this angle right here, matching this. Is this a trapezoid? Is that what that shape is? I suppose I could just call it a polygon and not worry about it. But anyway, we're going to cut this line right here. So let me get an X-Acto blade and a ruler, and we'll do that real quick. All right, so I'm going to very carefully just cut this edge here. I don't want to screw this up because I only get one shot. And so I'm just going to use the blue line here as a guide, and I'm going to go a little bit beyond it, and we're just going to cut straight through here and try to cut a straight edge, just like so. All right, that looks pretty good there. And now let's do the same on this side. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of round the corners just a little bit with my X-Acto. All right, so that's all ready to go on there. So let's put this one on first. And we're gonna put it right here. Let's see if it fits, and it does. So we'll just kind of center it in this area. It's interesting, when I cut it with the blade, it kind of clouded up the, is it polycarbonate? I don't know what they put over it. So let's see if that clears up after we put it on there. Yeah, look at that. When I cut it with the blade, it kind of lost some of the artwork. Huh, I hope that looks okay. See, look at the artwork stuck to the backer. That's kind of a bummer. I'm hoping that it just picks up the black of the control panel and we won't really notice that. I really only get one shot here, guys, to put this on. So I'm just going to go ahead and center it, eyeballing it. Yeah, I think that looks okay. All right, so we got that one on. And then let's go ahead and just put the other two on real quick. Boy, that really bothers me. Nothing can ever be perfect. We're gonna let it go. Because I really like the yellow one better than the red. All right, so let's stick this one on. And then this one has two holes. They're die cut. So I'm going to go ahead and pop those out. And then we'll use those holes as a guide. And we'll try to center it on the holes. Yeah, see, this thing's really popping now with these stickers on here. I mean, this is like a brand new control panel now. So lucky. Chad, you rule. I have the best viewers, honestly. You guys are amazing. So this one also has a hole, and we'll try to center it just like so. And then I'll go ahead and put the last one on. Okay, I have all of the stickers on here, and I think it looks really sharp. I am really bummed by that. It's really weird that delaminated, but I'm not going to worry about it. I think it'll be just fine. But it does look really good, doesn't it, with those stickers? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put everything back on. I removed the joystick and the buttons and all that stuff before I sent it to Chad. So I'm going to put all those parts on right now, and then we'll hook it on the game and see if it still works. Guys, we got it all back together, and I think it looks really sharp. I did end up sanding these carriage bolts here. These are original ones. They had some surface rust on them. And then these four here were replacements that we put on before. And then on the back here, it wasn't too bad. It's a little tight in here, to put these. These are the cone lights, they call them, that Atari used on a lot of games. And they light up for 1-player and 2-player start. These things are actually pretty easy to remove and put on. The top cone here is threaded, and you just kind of twist this off and the light pops off. So I replaced both of those, put the original buttons back on. They are supposed to be black. I double checked on the internet. Let me just wipe our stick down here. We got some lithium grease coming out of here because we lubed that thing up on the bottom. I think when I had the game upside down or the joystick upside down, the grease kind of spurted out. But anyway, it looks freaking amazing, and it's ready to go on the game. And so let's go over here. Let's put it on the game, and I just want to make sure it's still working. So I'm going to plug in the single Molex connector. There is a ground here. I'm not sure that's supposed to go. See, we have this little ground wire. I think it's supposed to go over here, maybe on the latch, and it just kind of has fallen off. So I'm not really sure where that's supposed to go, because that's a green wire. Yeah, so it goes somewhere in the metal over here. I'm guessing it goes... typically, it's connected to one of this latch right here. I wonder if I can figure that out real quick. Let me just kind of take a peek around here to see where this might go. Yeah, so there's a green wire, and it wants to go to metal. I could put it underneath one of these screws. Why don't I do that real quick, just to have proper ground. So I just ran the ground wire that was originally connected to the control panel somewhere, and I just attached it to this screw right here. So it's grounded to the piece of metal down here, and then that ground wire continues through this Molex connector to the cabinet. So let's go ahead and just plug in the Molex, and I actually cannot wait to see how this looks. I think it's going to look amazing. God, this game is really filthy. I really need to clean this thing. There's really a lot to do to this game still. Alright, so that's plugged in, so we should be good to go. Boy, that looks legit. I mean, think about how it used to look. That looks legit. So let me go ahead and latch it on the bottom here. Where are you? Wow. It's actually in a tough spot. How do you... So the latch is like way up in there. I guess you just go in through the bottom. I don't remember how I unlatched it. It's like way up. All right. All right, so we're all latched. Oh, that looks good. All right, let me turn the game on and make sure everything's still working. Okay, do not touch joystick, press fire when centered. Excessive offset. Okay, so both cone buttons are lit up here. And now we have instructions too, by the way. You know, it says, iRobot, you are an unhappy interface robot number 1984 in rebellion against Big Brother and his evil eyes. The evil eye dictates the law. The evil eye will kill you if it sees you breaking the law. Your mission is to destroy the evil eye. Okay, let's see if it works. Left, right. Fire. All right, cool. Left, right. Up, down. Fire. Fire. Camera change. Okay, everything works. All right, good. So we're done. We're done with the control panel. It looks really sharp. So what else should we do today? I think what I want to do... what do I want to do? I kind of want to do the vinyl on this side, because I think my plan is this. I think that we're going to replace the vinyl here because I have a roll of it. And this is just originally just particle board with this black vinyl on here. And hopefully this stuff comes off relatively easy, and I think it will. And so we're going to replace it. We're going to replace this black vinyl instead of painting it. With a very similar material, because I think I have like the exact same stuff in a roll over there. So I'm going to pull all of this off. Now there's T-molding on the top and on the bottom here, and we're going to have to take this side fin off. And really I should paint these black, because this is die-cast aluminum, and there's all kinds of little nicks and dings, and it's just not perfect. And what I'm really worried about though is in the front here, how I'm going to paint this, because this is black aluminum too. So we got black here, and these are pieces of metal that go all the way to the bottom, and they're just attached to the cabinet, and I'm wondering if I can mask this off and hit it with a rattle can. And then the bottom edges here, we're going to square those off with some Bondo. And I think instead of doing the vinyl on the top here, I'm going to paint this black, because I don't think I'll be able to put the vinyl around the corner there. I think it would just look kind of crappy. So I think the safer thing to do is to paint it black. But on this side here, I do think we can do the vinyl. And the vinyl is nothing more than just a big black sticker, you know, and we're going to put that on here and then trim it with an X-Acto and then replace the T-molding or put the original back on. I do need to order some 3/4 inch smooth T-molding because that's missing from the bottom right there. So we're gonna have to address that too. But I don't think I'm gonna go crazy on the restore here because this game is so rare and it's pretty much all here. We're gonna keep as much original as we can, you know. The side art has some chunks missing. I'm okay with that. You know, that's original. That's, you know, this is a super rare game. I'm not touching this, okay? And so the front here, we're gonna fix the coinder like I said before. This little nameplate is all scratched up. I don't know what that's all about. That's the location for the headphone jack that Firefox has. Maybe we could pull that off and just paint that up and get the rust off of those bolts. Same thing on this side. We're gonna leave the side art alone. Just square up everything on the bottom. But yeah, I think we'll do this now. Why don't we attempt to repair this black vinyl? So I'm gonna go ahead and just peel all this off. And I'm hoping I can just peel it off by hand. If not, I'll get my heat gun out. But I think I need to remove this right here first. And because we have to get underneath here to put the vinyl on. So why don't I go ahead and take this apart. We're just gonna pull the marquee off and get that side shroud off. So let's remove these 2 screws here. I just have them in hand tight, actually 3. And then we'll slide the glass off. But, I mean, we're so close to being done with this game. I think it looks pretty good, too. It's presentable. I mean, honestly, I could bring this down right now, and I probably wouldn't even think twice about what's wrong with it. But this is pretty significant, so I want to definitely fix that. Let's slide the glass out, and we're going to remove the side fins. So the side fins, you know, here's our reproduction bezel we put in here, which was a massive success, but now we gotta pop it out. Oh, without destroying it, it's starting to rip. See, that double-sided tape always fails on these. See, there's double-sided tape on here, and I always have trouble with the tape. Let's put this to the side. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the fins off, which are just basically 4 screws here. 1, 2, 3, and then this piece right here should come right off. And then we'll address the vinyl. All right, I popped the that side die-cast piece off, and I started removing the T-molding because there's a piece of T-molding that goes around the entire side of the cabinet. And I'm just gonna pull this off and we're gonna put it to the side because we wanna trim it and then put the T-molding back on. I actually might reuse that T-molding. We'll see what happens. I do need to order some 3/4 inch though because we definitely need it for the bottom there because it's completely missing. So I wanna come in here with my heat gun and see if this will help get this off. And it shouldn't be too bad because it's not that large of an area. But this stuff's kind of brittle. I really hope it comes off in big pieces instead of little pieces. Yeah, see? This might be kind of tough. I really want this to come off in like just big giant chunks, because if it comes off in little tiny pieces, it's going to take me like hours to get all this off. This is not going to be fun. I suppose I should get a scraper. Let me get a scraper and see if we can start scraping some of it off. Maybe that'll help. I have to admit, guys, I'm ready to be in the basement doing projects down there. Getting a little burnt out, a little bit, working on the games every weekend. I love it, don't get me wrong, but it gets kind of tedious. There's just so many little tiny teeny things that we need to do on all of these games to do it right. And it's just part of the hobby, but it is kind of nice to have that winter break. I'm not gonna lie, because it's kind of like, we're just gonna enjoy the basement, and then by the time the spring comes, I'm like, yes, I can't wait to get back out there. It's a vacation. Everyone needs a vacation from everything, right? So, all right, where's my scraper? Let me find that. All right, I took my scraper and I kind of got it started. So with the heat and the scraper, so I'm trying to just kind of lift this up so we can hopefully just kind of pull it up. That's my hope here. I don't know if it's gonna really work, but at least it's kind of coming up in a big piece. And it doesn't seem to take much heat at all. So I'm just gonna do this real slow here. And just try to get this to come off in a big chunk, because I don't want to deal with little teeny tiny pieces all the way all over the place. So the scraper kind of can get it started. All right, I'm gonna keep going here, and hopefully after I get all of this kind of started, it'll just kind of all lift off, and I can just kind of keep going up with the heat gun and pull this off in one giant piece, which is probably a little hopeful, but if I can do a few giant pieces, that would be ideal. Definitely need the heat though. Alright, just want to keep going here. It all came off like in chunks. Not actually, no, it came off in a big piece, but it was tedious, really tedious. It took me like, I don't know, a half hour. But some of it's left, and you can just take your heat gun, and this stuff just turns into like gum. And just heat the living heck out of the little scraps, and they just fall right off. So I'm just gonna go through here and just get the little teeny tiny things that didn't come off. I don't really want to sand this at all because there's a clear coat on here, and I want to leave that clear coat because you need that for the vinyl. You don't really want to put vinyl on naked particle board, so I want to really preserve the original clear coat that Atari put on here, and then our new vinyl should stick really nice to that. So I just want to go through here and just get off the little pieces that didn't come off. And they're coming off actually really easily with the heat gun. This stuff just is like melting, really. And this is really, the wood's in really good shape, so I don't have too much to worry about. I think the vinyl is going to be really simple to put on. I've never put on like, you know, solid color vinyl on a cabinet before. I've just never had the need to do that. So this is the first time, and it's basically just like putting side art on, except it goes to the edge. And I think it's gonna be pretty easy. And then we'll just cut it to the edge with a blade. So I'm gonna go through and just keep cleaning this up and just get all the little remnants off of here. There's really not much left. But it looks pretty good, right? Definitely needs that black vinyl though. We can't have this naked particle board. All right, so I think that's gonna do it. And then I'm gonna go grab the vinyl and let's get to work and make this black again. It wasn't too bad, but it was. it was torture, honestly. All right, so let's get the vinyl and let's get to work. Okay, so here's our black vinyl, okay? And this is from Rich at This Old Game, and I've never used it before. Actually, my friend Mark Cartouche kind of got out of the hobby, and he left this at my house. And it's been in my garage for like the past 3 years. And I've never had a need for it until now. So thank you, Mark. I'm finally using it. So let's kind of cut this to size, okay? And so let's just cut off a piece like right around here. I'm just gonna take my scissors and just cut this. Trying not to kink it too much or scratch it up. And I'm just cutting a much larger piece than I need right here. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna tape it to the cabinet. All right, so this is way more than I need, but let's come over here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tape it to the cabinet like side art, but first I kind of want to get it the size in the ballpark, but still be larger than what we need. And I do want to keep this clean. All right, so I think what we'll do is right about there. I want to trim it again. Let me get my scissors. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut this down even a little bit smaller yet. And just have it a little bit bigger than our side. All right, so I'm just kind of holding this here, and I'm finding the edges, and I just want to be like an inch or so bigger than the cabinet. So let's just kind of come in here. And I'm just kind of following the lines of the cabinet. All right, so that's good. The top here. You can just kind of come in and rough it up. All right, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of roughing it up here. And then let's do the back. So the back, the bottom we can cut even more. Let's leave the bottom. So the back here, kind of come in. All right, like so. And I'm just kind of winging this. I've never done this before. But I just want it to hang off the edge, and then I want to be able to tape it down so we can do one half at a time. And we're going to use Rapid Tack. and do it just like we do side art, because I don't want any bubbles. All right, I think that's good. Let's make sure we're hanging up. We have overhang everywhere, and we do. So let me get some masking tape, and we'll tape down this, and then we'll do one side at a time. I think this is going to work really well. All right, let me get some masking tape and my Rapid Tack, and we'll get to work. All right, before we start, I'm going to clean the side here. Again, I'm using Rapid Tack. You can buy this Amazon, anywhere. I'm actually really low. I got to be just very sparingly use this. I'm just going to use this to clean the surface first. I don't want to use a ton because I don't have a lot. Okay, and so this kind of preps the surface. All right, so what I want to do here is I want to tape this on the top, and then I think we'll apply the bottom first. So let's kind of get this in place and make sure we have overhang everywhere. We do. And then I'm just going to start taping it down. Like so. Okay. All right. So we have overhang everywhere. Yes. Yes. Okay. And it looks like I'm going to have to cut this here so we can straighten that out. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of come in here and just trim this a little bit so we can straighten that out. Like so. And then let's go do it on this side. All right. So we're going to kind of go from here down. Okay, so, oh, my light just fell off. All right, so I have a squeegee right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to spray the whole bottom side here with Rapid Tack. So I'm going to get my squeegee, my scissors, and my Rapid Tack. All right, so let's lift this up. And we're going to start peeling this back. All right. So this stuff's kind of thin. So I really want to be careful here. All right, just be careful, John. Okay. Just be careful. Don't. All right, so let's come in here, cut the paper. All right, don't get out of here. All right. All right, let's take our Rapid Tack. Squeegee, where are you? This is nerve-wracking. Squeegee is in my left pocket, but my right hand was free. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're going to come down and put this on just like side art. Really awkward side art. And just got to make sure we have no bubbles. Which we already do. So this does really show off every little imperfection here. So there was a little bumps in the particle board that are just screaming at me right there. I think this stuff's a little bit thinner. I don't know, maybe not. All right, so we can take the tape off. This definitely is quicker than painting, but you gotta really prep your surface. I can see that now. All right, so let's go ahead and do the top the same way. So we gotta get this paper off. This stuff is so thin, you know, it's harder to get this paper off compared to like site art. All right, we got some remnants here that I am not happy about. Let's get those off carefully. Okay. Just gotta be careful. I might have to let some of that go. I risk making it worse. All right, well, we got little tiny remnants there. I'm guessing that they're not gonna show up. All right, so let's get our Rapid Tech. Let's go ahead and spray the top. All right, so it's kinking right there. So Rapid Tech's forgiving. Gotta pull back. Really digging this. All right. This is why you want to use the Rapid Tech, because you can pull back if it's not looking too sharp. All right, come on, get those bubbles out of here. This stuff doesn't look that great. It looks okay. We'll see once we trim it. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty decent. Doesn't seem very durable, I'll say that. But it definitely looks better than it did. Yeah, I think it's not too bad. This corner here does not want to stick. We'll have to trim that down. All right, I'm gonna get a razor blade. Let's cut this to size and really see what's going on. And I'm just gonna take a utility blade without the knife and just carefully go around the edge and just trim it back. So I'm just gonna take a utility blade here, and we're just gonna kind of come in and just flush cut it. Definitely easy. Okay. This stuff's really thin. So the front here is not too critical because it's going to be hidden. We still want it to look good. Let's see if you guys can see this. So I'm just going to take my blade, just go all the way across. Like so. Okay. It works pretty well. Okay. All right, so this bottom here, it wants to lift up. Because there's so much wrap attack, it's kind of, I think I need to squeegee it more. Hang on. Okay, so we're trimmed the size. It does look good. It looks legit. I just gotta get all the wrap attack out of here. Okay, guys, I think that's going to do it from the side there. Just got to let this stuff dry. Just kind of trimming the little spots there. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. That stuff's cool, honestly. I mean, look at that. That looks pretty brand new, honestly. I mean, from a foot away, it looks perfect. But when you get in here, you could see right here that there was some imperfections on the particle board. Very insignificant, but it's there. I do think that this stuff, I don't know, after it really dries, I'll know for sure. But it just, yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. I think I would definitely use that again, though. That's pretty simple to do. A little hairy. It would be kind of scary to do on a really big cabinet because it's so big. But I'm gonna let it dry for about 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna put the T-molding back on. Because I think I'm gonna just reuse the T-molding for now. Oh, that looks good. It really does look good, I gotta say. Certainly, I mean, there's another option, right? We got paint, we got laminate, and then there's also vinyl. And I'm only gonna do that side. I don't really think I need to do both sides because the other side's pretty good. Let's take a look here. And they look pretty much the same. I mean, that's pretty good for original vinyl over there. And that's the reproduction. I don't think you can tell. I bet you someone wouldn't know that this side's been redone and the other side is original. Because if you just go left to right, they look the same. So, all right, I'm gonna clean up. Let's let that dry for like 10 minutes, and then we'll come back. All right, we're all cleaned up, and I just popped the original T-molding back on, just for now. If I decide to replace it, we can do it later. But this honestly does look good. I'm a little worried that it's lifting up here on the bottom kind of easily. I'm thinking that once the wrap attack and everything really dries, it will not do that. So maybe I should hold off on putting this on right now. Because this is gonna go here, and when it goes on, it's gonna like really, it's gonna come in contact with the vinyl and the particle board at the same time and kind of push the vinyl back. and I'm kind of worried about that. Yeah, see, it doesn't want to go over the vinyl. So I think that what I'm gonna do right now, and I don't even know if this is gonna make a difference at all, but I'm gonna turn my heater on, and I'm gonna let this just sit in here for an hour with the heater going, and just really make sure it just really bonds well with the particle board before I do anything else. So I'm gonna do that real quick. All right, guys, I got the game actually all buttoned up here, and I'll tell you, the side rails here absolutely screw with the vinyl, okay? Because when you put these side rails on, it pushes on the vinyl. So I had to come in with an X-Acto blade and cut the vinyl back, so I had exposed wood here at the edges, and it wasn't a massive success because it's still bunching up in here, and I had some exposed particle board. I don't know. This cabinet, because of this right here is screwing things up, but really, I mean, it's fine. You know, this is an 8 out of a 10. That's okay. My game's an 8 out of 10. So, we're done. I'm done with this. Done with the control panel. And honestly, we're done for today because I have to stop. It's 5 o'clock. I got to take a shower and go out for dinner. But yeah, we're going to stop right here. When we come back, the next video, we're going to attack the base and the coin door. And I'm going to order some T-molding in the meantime. And really, after that, we're done. Okay, I just want to square off the edges down here, put T-molding on, and just fix the holes in the coin door. And then we need to figure out and decide if we want to address the black areas. You know, I'm tempted to leave it alone because we have to somehow get this metal off or mask this off and spray this. So we'll see. I haven't decided yet how we're going to handle that. But for now, you know, I think we're within a week away from getting iRobot into the basement. I mean, even right now, it's pretty presentable. It's not like mint and amazing, but it's a nice game. It's a nice, clean game. Control panels all put together. You know, we don't have any glaring problems except for the base. And once that's squared away, this is going to be a nice looking game. So. I really want to get this in, and actually, too, I have to address the power supply because there's something wrong with it still. Something with the reset circuit that is preventing it from saving scores and settings, and I've already replaced the NVRAM, so I've kind of narrowed it down to the reset circuit, and actually Ian Kellogg made me a little rebuild kit that's going to basically shotgun the entire reset circuit in the power supply, but we'll talk about that later. That's kind of a low priority because I can work on the power supply in the basement very easily. It's just a little tiny board. So the main thing right now for me is these cosmetics and just getting this thing really looking good and presentable. And we're almost there. We're almost there. This is a nice looking original iRobot, you know. It is. So all right, guys, let's go back down to the basement. All right, guys, there you have it. That was the iRobot restoration part number, is it 6 or 7? I don't know. But we're getting that much closer to getting that game down here. And by the way, I fixed the tapper here in between. And the problem was I did not plug the power supply all the way in. One of the Molexes on the bottom there, it just wasn't in. That one on the left and the top there, it just wasn't in all the way. So I just reset it and the game's working again. Actually, I'm gonna put tapper back in its hole and then we'll go on and do some viewer mail. But I hope you guys enjoyed the iRobot. You know, we're getting somewhere. Of course, I have to thank Trioxin because he just absolutely blew my mind with that repair on the control panel. Dude, you are an artist. You have some mad skills. So if you guys need your control panels repaired, you know, he said he's willing to take them on. So look up Trioxin Customs with a K on Google or find him on Claw. That's his username, Trioxin. And of course, dude, thank you, because my iRobot is looking real good. So anyway, let me put the tapper back and let's do some viewer mail. All right, I got tapper back in the hole here. Let's turn it on and make sure it's still working. You know, this is the risk when you start swapping parts that, you know, test other stuff. You know, I tend to, like, you know, leave my games alone. When they're working, I leave them alone. So yeah, it's all fixed. Thank God. So, just a simple little Molex connector or amp connector that wasn't in all the way. So it's working great. I love tapper, man. You guys like tapper? Tapper's so much fun. It really is. Actually, Greg from Arcade Impossible just got a Tapper. And, I haven't played a lot of Tapper the last few years. I really should, because it is such a great game. I mean, it's like one of those games that I'll never get rid of. I just love it. So my wife even plays the heck out of this. It's so fun. And it is totally playable in MAME. So anyway, all right, let me just reset this game. And let's do some viewer mail. That Tron behind me is really bumming me out. We gotta fix that thing. It's so hard to work on games down here. That's why I like to work on stuff in the garage, because it's not really easy to work on games in the basement, because everything's so cramped and tight, and to get the games out, it's a real hassle. I gotta drag them, and they're against the wall and all that stuff. It's just a real pain in the butt. So anyway, okay, so what we're gonna do is I wanna do some, actually, before we do viewer mail, I wanna thank somebody. Because Tothwolf, a viewer who emails me a lot and gives me all kinds of recommendations and stuff, he sent me a little package in the mail, and I just want to thank him and also show you guys the stuff he sent me, because it's some pretty nice stuff. Very thoughtful stuff too. So he sent me a bunch of tools and solder and some manuals and stuff, and I just want to thank him and also show you all the goodies he sent me, because it's some really awesome stuff. So he sent me a Klein Tools screwdriver right here, which is super high quality. This is like what the electricians use right here. So thank you. He sent me a really high quality flux pen right here. So I'll definitely put that to use. In one of my episodes, I was using a junky file, so he gave me some really nice, high-quality files, all made in the USA and stuff. Just really, really sweet stuff. I'm kind of sweaty down here. So, some files. He gave me some super high-quality solder, too. Different thicknesses as well. This is Kester brand solder, made in Mexico. He sent 0.5 millimeters, and this is 44 rosin core. I'm assuming this is 80-20 lead. And then he also sent me this right here is 0.8 millimeters, so it's a little thinner than I'm used to, and I'm actually almost out of solder, because I've had a spool of like 1 millimeter solder like for the last 5 years, and I'm almost done with it. So thank you, Tothwolf. He also sent me these little TV things for the computer space. He sent me a nice note kind of saying what everything is. Really just thought out here. 2 spools, 1 pound spools of 0.5 and 0.8 Kester 44 6637 eutectic alloy solder. It's the most commonly used tin lead alloy solder, and it's probably what most of the PC boards you find were originally soldered with. So just some really high quality solder. The flux pen is RMA type, which is compatible with rosin. And then what else does he have on here? The Klein 1001 screwdriver, the Nicholson files. The yellow envelope contains a surprise, so he sent this yellow envelope with a surprise in it. And unbelievable what this guy found. This guy found the manual for the TV that's in computer space that also has this schematic. So this is going to really come in handy when we start working on the computer space, which is going to happen sooner than later, because my plan here is once we close up the garage, which is going to be somewhere around Thanksgiving, we're going to be working down in the basement, and I'm going to bring computer space down here, and that's going to be my winter project. I know you guys are all asking me, when's the next computer space video? Well, that's the plan, because we don't really need to do any cosmetics on that thing. It's just all dealing with the PCB and the TV and the power supply, so we can do all that down here pretty easily. So that's going to be happening later this month. And he also sent me a material data safety sheet on the solder and stuff, so just really thoughtful. So Tothwolf, thank you very much for all this fun stuff, and I actually love this screwdriver. I'm going to be using this thing all the time. it just feels good. So, all right, so let's move on. God, I'm like all sweaty down here. I want to do some viewer mail. I printed out 3 of them. And the first one here is from Ben. And by the way, if you guys want to participate in the viewer mail, you need to email them to me at blkdog7@gmail.com. That's blkdog7@gmail.com. In the subject line, please put viewer mail. All right, so the next one, the first one here is from Ben. It says, "Hey John, I've acquired a bootleg Miss Pac-Man board with a JAMA connector on it. I'm hesitant to plug it in as I don't know the correct orientation for the connector. Can you offer any help? I love your show. Thanks for all that you do." So he sent me a photo of the board, okay, which is right here. So this is a bootleg JAMA Pac-Man PCB, which, you know, back in the day, it was really common. You know, all the really popular games were getting knocked off. You know, so this is a bootleg board, probably sold for half the price and played exactly the same as Pac-Man, but it has a JAMA connector on it, which is unique because Pac-Man normally does not have a JAMA connector, and he's wondering which way to put his plug on, his JAMA connector on. Well, is your JAMA connector labeled part side, solder side? If it is, well, this is the part side, okay? So you want the part side up. If not, you're gonna have to do a little bit of detective work, okay? Now, if you look at the traces down here, see there's these heavy traces right here that are kind of connected. There's 2 here, and then 2 there, and then 2 on this end. Well, the 2 outside ones are ground, okay? So these 2 are ground on this side, and then on the far left, it's ground. And then the next traces are like, on this side, are 5 volts and 12 volts and -5. And actually, if you look at a JAMA connector, you can kind of figure this out, okay? So ground is over here, and ground's also on this side. But on this side, this is the part side right here, okay? On this side, it goes ground, ground, 5 volts, -5, and then +12. And you can see there's really thick wires, and the colors are like red and black. So this side right here needs to plug in your board like this, okay? Does this make sense? So you need all the power connections on this side over here. So you need to look at your harness and make sure it's oriented like this, okay? Where the power is on the left side. So ground, ground, ground. And there's kind of a space here, player 1 button. So you need to figure out which side has the player 1, player 2 buttons. Those plugs are on the opposite side of the power. So you want the power on the left side when you're looking at the top of the plug, and then plug that into your board with the power on the left, part side up like this. So I hope this makes sense, but this is how it goes, just like that, okay? So see these right here? You got 2 connected, that's ground and power, and then this side is only ground, and then these next traces are all for the buttons. So you want all of your power to be on the left side when you're looking at the board like this. So power's on the left side, power on the left side, plug it in. That's what you gotta do. So, good luck. Let me know how it turns out. So, all right, let's move on. The next one here is from Chris Field. Hey, John, not really a question, but something I came across on Kickstarter that you might be interested in, and a link to this here. And the description is Don Bluth and Gary Oldman, okay, you know, these are the guys that did Dragon's Lair and Space Ace, are coming together once again to bring the classic arcade game Dragon's Lair to the big screen. Yes, they want to make a major motion picture cartoon of Dragon's Lair. We are seeking your help to create a pitch to make Dragon's Lair the movie through a Kickstarter crowdfunding campaign. Dragon Lair continues to be loved by millions around the world since 1983, and fans have been waiting patiently to see Dirk and Daphne at it again. Join us in this adventure as we prepare to bring Dragon's Lair to a new generation. So Don Bluth and Gary Oldman, they're doing Kickstarter. They're looking to raise $500,000, which is a lot of money, $500,000. And that $500,000 is not going to be used to make the movie. Okay, they need like $70 million to make the movie. The $500,000 is going to be used to make like a sizzle reel or a trailer that they're going to then take to the studios to get them to sign on and give them the big money. So they need $500,000 to make this sizzle reel, this trailer, this teaser thing that they're going to show these execs at, you know, DreamWorks or wherever else to go to the next step and get the big funding to make it a wide release, okay? So Chris says he saw this and he thought of you and your viewers might be interested. He says, I first joined your channel at the start of the Journey Restoration and have since watched every video you have published, sometimes more than once. Keep up the fantastic work, Chris from the UK. So Chris, I do know about the Dragon's Lair Kickstarter. Actually, a million people sent me through Twitter links to it, and I did fund it. I think right now they're at like $150,000 or something. They need to get to $500,000. You know, I'm a laser guy, right? You know, I love Dragon's Lair. You know, right now I have Space Ace in it, but I would love to see this be made as a real movie, you know? I mean, there's definitely some nostalgia for Dragon's Lair, and you know, Don Bluth is not exactly a spring chicken, so if we're gonna do this, now's the time. So, yeah, I would encourage you guys. I actually contributed $75, which gets me like a lanyard, an autographed Don Bluth picture, and stuff like that. But really, the money they're raising is not for you to get something. The rewards aren't really that amazing, honestly. But you know, it's for them to basically get the money so they can make the sizzle reel, so they can get a studio interested, and then take it to the next step. So if you guys want to support that, go to Kickstarter and do a search for Dragon's Lair. And there's a little like movie teaser thing they did. It's kind of fun. So go check it out. I do encourage you to support that. I mean, come on, let's keep Dragon's Lair around. Maybe your kids want to learn all about Daphne and Dirk. So, all right, the next one here is from Kaylin Van. It says, hey John, how's it going? I love your shows. They are the best part of the week, and keep up the good work. Also, I was making some posters in Photoshop, and I decided to make you one, so I hope you like it, Kaylin. So Kaylin made me a little poster, and I thought I'd print it out and show you guys. It's very cute. It says here, John's Arcade, press start, arcade and pinball reviews and tech. He's got all these games lined up back here. Now, I don't have all these games, Kaylin. You know, there's a couple here I want, though. Let's see. So Donkey Kong, definitely have that. He's got Mappy in front of it, which is cute. Cubert, I have that one with Mario in front. That looks like the Super Mario. He's got a full-size Centipede, which is great. I have the Cabaret with Miss Pac. Galaga, I still don't have a Galaga. I need to get one of those someday. A Miss Pac, I have that. Pole Position, I love that. Pac-Man, we have the Cabaret and Robotron. A little asteroids thing right there. Frogger, Space Invaders, Galaga, Cubert, Miss Pac. So very cute, Kaylin. I love it. I'll hang it on the wall. So thanks again. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I want to remind you, if you guys want to win the Journey box set, go to johnsarcade.com. This was handmade by Seabart. A lot of time and effort went into this, and it's really a one-of-a-kind item. It's 12 DVDs, over 20 hours of video. It's literally everything I did in the Journey restoration, and Seabart did such a great job. Look at this. You know, some videos have 2 episodes, some have 1 on a disc, but he really just... Look at this, and I'm going to autograph every single one of these DVDs and the box, and I'll send it to you. So I think there's about a week or so left. So if you guys want to win that, you got to go to johnsarcade.com and enter the raffle at the top of the site. And of course, I got to remind you about the t-shirt campaign. If you guys want to get the new John's Arcade t-shirt, which has, hey guys, we're in the basement that my buddy Scoots drew on the back, go to teespring.com/johnsarcade2. spring.com/johnsarcade and the number 2. And if you guys want kids shirts, go to teespring.com/johnsarcadekids. So anyway, that's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, I release new videos on Sundays and sometimes in between. So if you want to keep up, please press subscribe. You know, comment, like, and tell your friends and all that. And of course, check out my 2 podcasts, Video Game Outsiders at videogameoutsiders.com and Arcade Outsiders at arcadeoutsiders.com. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I'll see you very, very soon. I think midweek. We're going to come down here, and we're going to try to get the Tron working. We're going to replace those filter caps on the bottom, those big blue type caps on the bottom. So anyway, all right, guys, that's it. I'll see you very soon. Later, and bye.